Hey there, this is Erica from Ever Educating, and this channel is teaching tips, tools, ideas, and resources for new college instructors. Today we're talking about 3 activity ideas using the chat rooms feature of the Sakai LMS. So I'll start with showing you how to use the chat room feature to create chat rooms, and then we'll go into 3 different activity types using this particular tool. If you're looking for more Sakai LMS tutorials, I have them linked below as well. So here you go, a blank chat room tool. So the first thing to do is to create rooms. And so if you just go to add room here, then you can create a chat room, right? So for now, I'll just call this sample chat room. You can describe what happens in this chat room. You can say whether or not you want to show messages or not. You might have, show the last X number of messages. Or you might have, okay, well, I want it to be by days. Every 3 days, don't show the ones beforehand. So you can do it like that, or you can just say show all. And then you have here, allow chat participants to change the chat display settings for their own window. Might as well let them do that. And then if you want to, you can have a start and end date for when they're allowed to post. For now, I'm going to say update options. And now you've created a chat room. One automatically comes with the feature. You can delete that, or you can edit the name of it and just make it your first room. I'll go ahead and delete it. And that's very simple to do as well. So that's how you create a chat. Now the first activity I have here is what I call multiple fill in the blank activity. So this might be multiple readings activity where you had your students read 3 assignments, let's say 3 texts for homework, and you want to create a discussion activity for it. Or maybe you want to discuss the 5 most essential concepts in your course. And so you're going to have a chat room for each of the 5 concepts. You might have that you had them watch videos for homework. So they're going to have chats about each videos. So whatever it is, that multiple element, it might be, you're going to brainstorm ideas for individual group projects. So maybe there's 5 groups in your class that they have to brainstorm ideas. So you have a chat room per group. So that's one way of approaching the chat room process. So for example, you might have, all right, I'm going to go ahead and add a room. And this one is going to be called the concept of metafiction. Okay. So I'll have here show all messages. I'm not going to have a start or end date. And I'm going to go ahead and create that one. So that might be one major concept in my children's literature course. And so I do another one, and the second major concept is SEL, social emotional learning. And I can describe what that means here, and again, create the chat room. And then just one more, just so we have a little bit more variety. And this one is going to be nonfiction. And there you go. So you create these chat rooms, and what you would do is you would literally tell your students, okay, well, these are 3 big concepts in our courses. We're going to be reading a lot of metafictive text. We're going to be reading a lot of nonfiction, and we're going to be reading a lot of SEL. So what I want you to do is I want you, U10 go into metafiction, U10 go into nonfiction, and U10 go into SEL. And I have a prompt that I'm going to put at the beginning of the chat, and I want you to discuss it with your classmates for the next 5 minutes. Just chat about your answer to the prompt. And then when I call time, I'm going to want you to move to another room. Then you start with metafiction, and then you go to nonfiction, and then you go to SEL. Group 2, you start with nonfiction, then you go to SEL, then you go to metafiction, and so on, right? So what you can do is, as part of the preparation here we have metafiction chat room, and you can go ahead and have the prompt here. So you add it, whatever it is, and you say add message, and now they see that you are the instructor added this prompt. And so they can go ahead and start messaging each other. You might tell them, a little bit of tricks of chat rooming. You would think they would know this, but you might have, hey, if you want to reply to someone specific, make sure you do, at Tim, and then have the reply to Tim and send that, right? Or, at Erica, here are my thoughts on this. Right? So you can have this element of like, hey, here's how you make it a bit easier to see who's replying to who. If you're speaking to somebody specific, of course, right? And so there you go. You have the chat set up here. One thing to notice is that you can delete your messages. So make sure you don't do that, so you're not confused by why someone's answering a question that doesn't seem to be there anymore because someone deleted it. But this is one idea here. So you're just creating chat rooms that are about different concepts, different readings, different videos that you have students interact with. Now, the second idea is to use it as a communal writing activity. So, for example, if you're teaching creative writing, you might have, horror short story, right? And then again, you want to show all messages and you put update options. So now there it is. And so in this case, what you might have your students do, and this can be just one chat room, or maybe you have too many students, you can do multiple chat rooms, have them create some kind of collaborative writing piece. So you might say, okay, well, in the horror stories chat room, I want, Tim, Jane, Jose, Kamika, and, Jill. You're going to be in this chat room and you're going to write a horror short story, right? So you're going to use this order. Tim will go first and he's going to write the first sentence of this story. And then Jane is going to write the second. And then Jose is going to write the third, and so on. And so you're going to have this chat, which is actually one long story. So this can just be like a fun activity, but then you can also make it, more academic. If you might have, okay, well, you're writing a horror short story, you have to make sure you include specific elements. You have to include a red herring. You have to include 3 things that go wrong. You have to include a character who's an unreliable narrator, right? So you can have like prompts of like what story you're building, and then you can see, can you do this without actually chatting with each other and working together in that way? No, all you're doing is Tim writes the first sentence, then Jane, then Jose, and work together to create a story. So you can have it where there's 2 chat rooms, one that's the short story and the other that's them brainstorming ideas together, and they can just have like 2 tabs open and go back and forth if you want. But this can be, I think, pretty fun to just have a collaborative piece of writing. And so this is a creative writing idea, but then you can also do this for other types of writing as well. So you might have, for example, a room that is for academic writing. And so in this case, you might have your students do some brainstorming as far as writing a research paper, right? And so you can have, the prompt of, write a research, paragraph, let's say, about this concept, right? Cite at least one source, right? And so you can have the prompt be that. And again, you could have the names of the people in this chat, and they can be, okay, well, we want to start off with the introductory sentence that really captures the attention of the reader. So let's brainstorm what we're going to do there, what we're going to write there. And so they can just use this one chat. So not in the same way as a horror story where one line was a line in the story, but they can just chat together. All right, let's build, a paragraph for this research paper. And then at the end of the chat, then they can copy and paste it, in one chat item. Okay, here's a paragraph that we created. So you have the whole chat and you see how they collaborate and work together to create this paragraph, and then it ends with the paragraph itself. So this can be a way of doing this kind of collaborative writing as well. And the third idea is to use this as a community aspect of the course. So community chat room 1, and it might be, real world connections, right? So maybe you have a chat where if students want to, they can come in and they can chat about, oh, we did this reading, on Tuesday, and coincidentally on Wednesday, this article came out about this, or the celebrity talked about this book, or I saw a commercial that reminded me of this character, right? So you can have different community chat rooms about, okay, well, maybe you have one for real world connections, and then you also have one that's about assignment ideas, right? Or brainstorming. And so maybe they have a chat room where they can kind of help each other out and just brainstorm ideas of like, oh, for this paper, I'm thinking about this topic, but I'm not sure, any advice? And so they can just use each other, again, in a way to help each other out with the assignments that they're working on. You might have, a chat room that's about, confusing elements of the course, right? Or uncertainty chat room. And students can ask each other questions. And then you can also be part of this chat, answering them if nobody seems to know. And you can get a sense of what they're unsure about. And so you can talk about that in later sessions of the course. So just basically different chat rooms where these can be optional, where students can kind of just become more of a community, especially if you're teaching online, right? They get to know each other in this way in kind of a low stakes activity. If you found these activities interesting or helpful, click like and let me know. Comment if you have any questions below, and subscribe if you don't want to miss out on future content. I'll see you next time.